Okay, so digital painting, I'm going to go straight to File. We are using Photoshop. Go straight to File, Open, and then select the image, whichever image you have, preferably a human being, and then just click Open, and then I'll just go straight to unlocking that layer. I will go down here to the bottom right corner and create a new layer. I'll double click on the word layer, label it eye or face, whichever you want to. The reason I'm labeling it eye is because I'm just going to be working on the eyes and the nose or even the lips. So go ahead to the brush, select what kind of brush I'm looking for, and then I will zoom in a bit closer and start to draw along the eyes, just like this. Keep in mind we are using the eye layer, and I'm also using a graphics tablet. I'm not using a mouse. Just go ahead and draw right on top of these. At times you might feel like you aren't seeing this properly, so we shall go to the layer that has the image and then reduce the opacity a little. Okay, so we are able to see what's behind, but we want to be able to see a little bit of a white background. Just go ahead to the layer, click. We've added a new layer, so we just go straight to the paint bucket right here. Select white, and then just come and click on this layer 1 right here. Okay, so right now it looks like the layer is on top of the image, actually on top of everything. So I'll just go ahead and drag it right below the layer. So we have this. Okay, so what next? I'm just going to go straight to the brush, select the brush, and start to draw. Okay, it looks like I've selected white. I can go ahead and select black under the color swatches here. Just go ahead and select black and start to draw. Okay, so right now we are facing a small issue of pixels, but that is fine. The reason why that is happening is because the image you have is very small, and there aren't enough pixels to help us make this a bit more clear. Okay, but it's still fine. We can still work with this. Right now what I'm doing is it's just tracing along these right here. I'm just going to go a little bit faster, just like this and that. Okay, so what next? Because we have this on one layer and we are able to remove it if we want to. Okay, so the next step is to come again and create a new layer and label this, let's just call this one head. We'll just call it head. The head is below the eyes, so we have the eyes here and we're going to have the head behind. Right now I'm following layers from the top to the very bottom. Okay, so we have head here, and actually on the head we can actually put the hair on. We can just double click head and then stroke hair. The reason why I'm labeling is to help guide us later on. Okay, so go ahead and sketch through the hair. This cannot be accomplished with just a mouse, unless your mouse is actually really sensitive. Yeah, so it's almost like holding a pen or a pencil to draw. It makes things a bit much more easier compared to when you would use a mouse. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and draw along these hairlines and all the brushes. Okay, so digital painting is entirely about portraits. You can find yourself drawing things like sunsets, um, maybe even animals, flowers, and many more beautiful things that you could find. That is digital painting. So it's more like the artificial way of doing things. Okay, so right now we have the hair done, almost done actually. I'm just going to be working on the face. I'll just do a little bit of the body, and then we shall leave the rest up to you. Alright, I haven't yet done the jaw. I will just do this. I am not pressing. This is the importance of a pressure pen, because the harder I press, the thicker the line becomes. The less harder I press, the lighter the line is, or the lighter the stroke is. Okay, so we have this here, and if I go ahead and remove this, the layer that has the picture, we shall have something like this. That is much more beautiful. I'm going to just go ahead and put it back and select head layer. We could continue with the head layer and maybe even stop around here. Let's select the head here and start to draw. Okay, we have this. I'm just connecting these here, and maybe even I could create something that could be a bit more interesting, just like this. Just getting this straight from my head. Okay, we have this here. Can just draw this right here, and then complete it. If it is your first time, it's okay. You just need to have practice. Practice with the graphics tablet. Might not come easy the first time. For a few, it might come easy for the first time because maybe they've been doing this for a long time, maybe on paper or something else. But if it is your first time and it isn't going well, it's still fine. Don't worry about it. So go ahead and remove or hide a picture that has this. There are a few things that are missing, so I'll go back and put it back and then fix that. There's this right here. It's missing. Okay, so as you can see, it is a bit different from this right here. That is because I am painting on the wrong layer. At times you'll find yourself getting depressed over things like this. Just Ctrl Z and then select the head stroke layer, head stroke hair layer. Yes, that is the importance of having your layers labeled so that you don't just get lost. Well, I personally, I don't normally label my layers, but for the purposes of studies and purposes of beginning, you just need to label them for now. So if I go ahead and remove this, we have something that is a bit complete. Okay, so I can have this picture here, put it back at 100 with the opacity, and then size it down. I'll go ahead and size it down. I will go to the move tool, select this layer, and just make it smaller. The reason why I'm making it smaller is I want to follow the shade. I just want to follow the color of the image or the shade. So I'll go ahead and leave it up here in the corner. Select the brush and look for one that's more suitable. Now I should just use the soft round brush. But before we use the soft round brush, I'm going to use the paint bucket. And then I'm going to select this color here. I'm using the eyedropper. I'm holding Alt, and then it will select for me this color. Okay. I'll go ahead to head stroke hair, and then just click that. Click the neck, and then I'll just leave it like that, because this part here is the hair. Now the blue, I'll just go ahead and hold Alt, select the blue, and bring it to the painting. Okay, I'll go ahead and select this hair here, something that is not so white, something that's a bit a little dark right there, and then select the hair. Okay, just make sure not to select these lines here, because if you select them, you have something ridiculous like this. Okay, I'll select just the spaces. Alright, don't worry about the white spaces, that can be fixed. Okay, so we are going to start working on the background, or the back side of the picture. So go ahead and select this hard round and create a new layer just behind this here, just behind the head and layer. We want it behind. So I will select this layer here and create a new layer. This we shall call BG, that is background. Then I can just go ahead to select this color here, and then start to color right behind the hair, just like this. We want something that is a bit more uniform. What I'm doing right now is shading, covering up the white spaces. So there's a difference between shading on top of this layer. Let's go ahead and create this here. Let's just call this tint for now. If I went ahead and used this same color to paint on top of the head and hair layer, this is what will happen. I will just be covering the white, I'll be covering the black strokes that I made, and we need the black strokes. So we should just save that there, leave it as tint, and then go straight to the background. Okay, I will select this color of the sweater and then begin to shade a little, just like that. Just trying to create some kind of uniformity. I don't want to have white tiny pieces lingering around the painting.